Hola amigos, we back once again. It's been far too long. I don't know, what, 2 months or something? Damn! So glad to be back, so glad to be back on the track. You would not believe it. That 2.5 months of starting the car up every Sunday, just watching it idle and literally not being able to drive it at all, get to a track to be able to practice at all, was just so painful to go through. But we're back, we're on the track. Sadly we're not racing just yet. I mean, we're getting close, we're getting very close. Hopefully this quality is going to be a lot better as well. I got an upgrade on my GoPro, so fingers crossed this is going to be good quality video. Please, yeah, if you do enjoy it, sadly it's not a race, but if you do enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe on the channel, and keep tuned for when racing gets back, because it's going to be pumped. It's going to be absolutely crazy. This will be one of the tracks that I'll be mainly racing at Manning Valley, so it's good to get back to the track and just do some laps, just do laps after laps after laps to get back into the feel of it, get back into the rhythm. And I mean, 2.5 months of literally just studying up on certain kart setups and everything like that. So I'm putting everything I've literally written down on paper or screenshotted on my phone, putting all of that information into the kart for this weekend that I went out to test run, just to see how the setup would do, just to see what the changes would affect. So today, like this day at the track, was literally just a day of doing the opposite of what I would do as a setup, changing front end, changing rear end, changing gear ratios, changing carburetor settings, changing hubs, rims, tire pressures. Like, it was literally everything. So not really much I could do for time, because it's a bit of a travel to the track as well. So time was a little bit against us. We got to the track as early as what we could, and I was literally on the track straight away. Like, you couldn't slow me down or stop me to get on the track. Wasn't doing greatest times because I had like 100 lap tires. These tires are a little bit more consistent for the duration of their tire wear. So even though they're 100 lap tires, I was still consistent with my times, and still on pace. But I mean, obviously I wasn't doing lap record times. Unfortunately, it would have been great being able to hit the track and be on pace with a click of the finger, and yeah, just being able to have that pace would have been even more exciting. But no, a little bit off pace, just the laps were very consistent. And yeah, it was. I literally had the track to myself. There were a few other karters up there. There was a new runner, and funny enough, there was a guy who had the trailer that my dad had when my brother and I were racing back as kids. So like that's crazy that 20 years down the track, that trailer's still in the area of Manning Valley. That just surprised me and whatnot. But yeah, so I mean, I guess all we can really do is just have a conversation about the upcoming events of what can come to this YouTube channel, and what races we're looking for. You also have a little bit of free time just to look at my lines and look at my I guess, throttle and brake indications, but I was even testing them out as well. I was even testing my braking style, my throttle style, like everything that I was researching. Like, it all came down to, which I've explained before, throttle control, but because I started off with an X30, and I feel like with an X30 you don't really have to worry too much about throttle control. You can pretty much snap the throttle on and it will respond and whatnot. Like, you still need skill with the throttle and with the brake, but obviously with a Rotax it's a little bit more I wouldn't say skill, but there's a little bit more to it, because the carburetor has, even X30 would have a similar carburetor setup, but there's so much fine tuning in the carburetor to base your rich and lean settings for the engine, to see where it will pop off, like where it will be faster in your lower revs or faster in your higher revs. So I was even tweaking with that as well, fiddling a few things. Like, obviously I've got my main setup written down, so if I go too far off my main setup, at least I know it's somewhere written down, so I can just go straight back to it and still do fast-paced times. But yeah, so I believe racing practice only in my area, so in Newcastle and anywhere up north of Newcastle, it's pretty much just practice. A little unfortunate, but I mean, hey, we're getting closer and closer to the goal, to the end result of race time. There's a quick little practice run, so I'll show you the second practice run as well. But yeah, so I believe racing starts, is it late November? No, early November. Sorry, I think it starts 1st of November. But unfortunately, I was really wanting to go to the state titles, and it was announced to be the very first race back, and I was like, I don't care how much it costs. I just want to race. I just want to get back into it. I just want to feel the rush, the adrenaline. I just want to be on the track with other people and just do what I love. So I took time off of work. I said, look, state titles, I need this Friday off. And my boss was a little bit reluctant, but he put it aside, and he was going to look into it, and got my accommodation set up and everything, and I was getting everything done like within seconds. Like, need to do this, done. Need to do this, done. I went to my supplier, Cartworks, and started to talk to him about information. And because it's a part of Pro Tour, a part of Rotax Pro Tour, entry fee was looking to be estimated around $500-$600, and that's just entry fee. Keep in mind, entry fee for the races that I'm going to now is only $90, and I think the special events are only $120. So it was a big spike in money. They do supply your racing set of tyres, so there's $300 there. So it's still $300 entry fee, a lot more than what I was used to. So that shocked me a lot. And then I had to take a step back, and I was thinking, well, can I afford this? And then I was starting to bring up budget plans, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to afford or to be able to finance that trip or that race. So unfortunately I have to cancel out of that race. But think there's 2 more races I can do end of November, which is something that I will look into and something that I'm going to do. So don't stress too much about it. I guarantee I will have racing videos up in like soon enough. Like, guaranteed there's going to be racing videos weeks to come. Unfortunately, it's still just going to be testing days, so yeah, you just have to hear my voice and watch laps, unfortunately, for now. But I can't think off the top of my head. There maybe Eastern Creek and Port Macquarie. I think they were the 2 races in late November that I want to go to. They're still trying to, like, Karting New South Wales is still trying to figure everything out, so I won't have full details about it anytime soon, but yeah, they're on top of it. They're really good with their stuff, so once they get the information, they'll announce it to the drivers and whatnot. But December, first Saturday of December, is going to be a race here at Manning Valley. It's going to be like a massive event. Got a little bit more information about that. It's going to be what would you call it, like an afternoon dusk night race. So they'll start midday Saturday, and the race will go until maybe 7-8 p.m. or something. Like, it'll be a half day in the afternoon racing. So practice will be start of Saturday, then racing. So that'll be exciting. That'll be pretty cool. Haven't done a night race in forever. Last night race would have been at Manning Valley. So yeah, so keen and excited for it all. I've also noticed that they did fix up that corner that I just passed, which is amazing, because I was talking to Ben about it and I said to him, I said, "Oh, do you cut this corner?" And he goes, I think he said something like, I've seen tracks on it like being cut, but I don't really like to cut it and whatnot. But I never like to cut it because I always get scared about, breaking a chain and then there's a whole heat gone. But yeah, this corner right here, they fixed that one up. They gave it a ripple strip. Never used to have one, so yeah, definitely no one's going to be cutting that corner. They'll lose their whole front right tyre. I mean, it's a steep ripple strip as well, so you're not going to have much luck cutting that corner. But with the setup that I did have for this day, and with 100 lap tyres, I would have thought that I would have had way less grip. I would have thought that I'd been struggling for traction, but my grip and traction were surprisingly good. Like, I mean, I was shocked. It's definitely not the setup that I will run on race days, but I wanted to do this setup whilst racing wasn't on, because I wanted to, I just wanted to test it, wanted to know how it felt and whatnot. But it's always good to do setups that you'll never do on race day, because everything changes, like weather conditions, it all changes, so you'll never know when you might go to that setup, and then you go to the setup that you've never tried, and all of a sudden you don't know how it's going to feel. It's a different feeling, and you lose time because you've never tried it out. So yeah, it was amazing on how much grip I had and traction with what I was using. Yeah, but that's all I'm going to be showing you for now. Yeah, I mean, if you do watch the videos, yeah, for sure, hoping that you're enjoying the videos popping back up on the channel. But yeah, stay tuned, and you'll probably have a few more testing days come in a few weeks' time. Yeah, cheers. Peace.